Welcome to James Leslie's Express Lane, where we get you now as fast as possible, going over renting versus owning. I saw a video that pissed me off. Why did it piss me off? Guy was trying to explain that renting is actually better than owning. Guy's like, alright, you have Owen and you have Roger. Owen gets a house. Roger gets the house next door. Exact same house. But Owen is paying this much in mortgage, or Roger pays a third of that in rent. It's like, they're the exact same house. Not only is Roger not paying less in rent, he's going to be paying more. Let's find a way to explain this. Someone comes in, person died, the kids didn't want it, so they're like, we just need to get this house off our hands. This guy comes in like, the house it needs some repairs, but I can handle it. I'm good with my hands. I'll buy that house. It's going to be $600 a month in mortgage. Depending on the area, I was just going to say $600 in mortgage. Now, what do you think would make sense? That he would then buy the house for $600 a month in mortgage, plus put in however much into repairs, and then according to the rent is better than owning guy, he's going to then rent that house for $400 a month. Like, no. He's not renting that house out for $400 a month. If it's costing him $600 a month, he's going to be renting out that house for at least $800 a month. If not more, depending on the area. Because again, like the situation could have been, the 85-year-old mother lived there and then she passed away and the kids didn't want the house, so they're just like, right, what do we gotta sell this house for to get it off our hands? We don't need the house, we don't want the house, let's get it off our hands. Okay, here, get the house. Of course, in some, like California or whatever, it's be like, that same house would be, $2,000 a month at least, but we're going to say $600 a month. So, he's going to rent out the house to someone. That person comes in, they pay $800 a month. Every month. And then after 30 years, they have nothing. They just spent $600 a month. Every month. Every month. For 30 years. And they own nothing. $7,200 a year times 30. That's going to be, wow, holy fuck. That's going to be 72. That's going to be over 210,000. They just spent $210,000 across 30 years, and they own nothing. Nothing. Well, some people are like, well, what if they get a new job, they got to move, and they don't want to be stuck with this? Like, okay, what situation are you in that... Actually, there are some jobs where you have to move, but it's not like, okay, you're going to live here for 3 weeks, and then we're going to move you to this city for 5 weeks, and then you're going to move you to this city for 6 weeks. No, it's, you'll be living here, we're starting up this, no, you'll be here for a year. It's like, well, if I'm going to be here for a year, I'm not getting a house. I'm going to get an apartment or whatever. And then you have other jobs where it's like, yeah, you're going to be here for 5 years. Well, I can get this house, get a 20-year mortgage, pay on it for 5 years, and then turn around and sell it and use the money that I make over that, because you have to own a house for 2 years before you can sell it without having to pay tax. If you buy the house and then sell it off before 2 years, you have to pay tax on that. But if you buy it and own it for more than 2 years, you can then turn around and sell it and keep the money. But so even if you're in a situation like if you're in a job where they're like, hey, we're going to move you here for a year, you're going to be the site supervisor, make sure everything goes well, and then when that's done, we're going to move you to this one for a year. Like, yeah, obviously you're going to do apartments or whatever. But even if you have a job that, oh yeah, after 5 years I'll have to move, well then you get the house, and then you can sell the house. After you get a 20-year mortgage, and then you can sell it for more than what you're paying for it. Be like, oh yeah, I did this, I did that, I repaired this, I put up some of the shingles bad, so I put up some new shingles. Then you can sell it for more. Especially as like the market goes up and down, usually it goes up with the housing market. So you can make money. Even if you had a 30-year mortgage and you only paid on for 5 years, then you turn around and you sell the house for 20 grand more, guess what? You just made $20,000. As opposed to renting a place for 5 years and then going, well, I gotta move now and I have nothing. Same thing with like leasing a car versus buying a car. It's like, well, I can get this $60,000 car and lease it for $300 a month for 36 months. All right, now after that 36 months, what do you have? I have absolutely nothing. I had to turn it over to them, and hopefully I didn't go over the mileage. If I went over the mileage, I owe them even more money. But if you get a car, it's like, well, you get that $60,000 car, you're not gonna be able to get it for $300 a month. You're gonna have to pay a lot more. It's like, then don't get a car that costs that much. Get a cheaper car. What does that 60 grand car to have that the 30 grand car doesn't? Oh, well, it has all leather interior. What the f do you need all leather interior for? There's so many stupid options that come on cars nowadays. Like, oh, this has the DVD. Then it's like, well, are you gonna be watching television while you're driving? Well, no, that's dangerous. Then what the f do you care about that? If you have kids and all that, it's like, well, then why are you gonna buy a $60,000 luxury car to have your kids just put food everywhere? Because then again, you'll probably have to pay for that too. Like, when you have the chance to rent versus the chance to buy, always buy. Leasing is bad. Renting is bad if you can afford to buy. Obviously, not everyone can afford to do that, but if you're in the situation where, I got full-time work, my side business is doing well, I want to get out of the apartment I've been living in since I got out of college, I want to get into a nicer place. Do I A, get this apartment, pay rent for 30 years, and own absolutely nothing? Or do I get a house, under 30 years, paid off? Or with houses, guess what? You can pay it off early. Your side business takes off and you make more money than you thought and you paid off in 10 years. Well, guess what? Your house is paid off. You paid for it 10 years and now you don't owe a mortgage anymore. You paid it off. Or let's say you went full 30 years. You went 30 years, paid off your mortgage, you no longer own a mortgage. Well, the apartment that you're renting, you still owe rent. You're going to live at the same place for 50 years. Well, 30 years, mortgage paid off. 20 years, you no longer have to pay. The apartment, oh, look at that. You had to pay rent for the entire 50 years. And that's at the landlord does go, all right, your lease is up, we're kicking you out. But we never missed payment, but we were going to re-sign the lease. Like, no, see, I'm the landlord. I have the option rather to re-sign the lease, and I don't want to. My cousin just had a kid, and he needs a place, so I'm going to move in here at a better rate than he could get in the apartment because he's my cousin, he's family. But we've been living here for 3 years, and we've been paying, and then it's like, it doesn't matter. This is an apartment, not yours. I own it. Go to hell. Get out. So yes, people, when you have the chance and you can afford it, buy. Never rent or lease. I know it might be like tempting to get, I'll get a 36-month lease on that really expensive car. And then after that 36 months, you have nothing. You spent all that money and you have nothing. Instead, just take $300 a month, set it on fire. Guess what? At the end, you just have the exact same amount of money. Versus buying a $30,000 car or a $20,000 car. You get Kias or like Ford has cheaper options. Like there are cheaper options that's like, oh, does it have 4 wheels? Does it go forward when you go and drive? Does it go backwards when you hit to put in reverse? What more do you need? Like I see people like, I need the 26-inch rims and I need the spinners and I need to go 0 to 60 in 2.2 seconds. Like, why? You know what I need? I need to go from point A to point B. My car does it. My car does it for a lot less than $60,000. God, that video just pissed me off so much. I'm seeing that as like, he's like, oh yeah, and since he's paying less than rent, he's going to take that extra money, he's going to put it into a portfolio. It's like, but he wouldn't be paying less than rent. He'd be paying more. There's no way the landlord would go, I paid $1,200 a month in mortgage. I'm going to charge that guy $600 a month in rent. That way I lose $600 a month every month. Like, no. He wouldn't do that. He would charge more. Meaning, Owen and Roger getting the exact same house with Owen buying and Roger renting after 30 years. Look at that. Owen owns. Roger doesn't. Owen decides not. He's going to get to retire soon. He doesn't have to like redo his budget because now he's going to be on Social Security. He's going to have to now go, oh man, I'm on Social Security. My rent is this much. And I'm going to have to keep paying that because I rent instead of owning. So I can't get rid of that. I can't get rid of that. Like, well, I guess I'll just cut out. I don't need to eat. I mean, really, who needs to eat? We'll just cut out food. Versus Owen who goes, my mortgage is paid off. So not only do I not have to pay rent, unlike my brother Roger, but the money that I was paying towards mortgage, I am now putting into a saving account, or I'm putting into a CD, or I'm putting into my own stock portfolio. While my brother is paying $500 a month or more every month in rent instead of mortgage, so he has less money than I do. Like, God, that video was so stupid. Anyways, this is all. This is another rant from me. And as always, like, subscribe, comment below, and have a wonderful day.